we just saw John kind of having a tough time dealing with the fact that he's not the famous one in baseball, but also maybe in his own family anymore. So how does that progress as the rest of the season plays out?
Well, I think in terms of this arc that's airing right now, I love it because it's sort of, here's a guy who was like an American hero, superstar, has the world by the tail, and now it's kind of like real life. And I sort of love the fact that John keeps going, but wait a second, like, doesn't somebody make my lunch for me? I mean, I like that he kind of has to wake up to that, but he's also a good enough man that he kind of recognizes, wow, this is what I have to be now. This is who I am now. And rather than like falling apart and being a baby about it, well, maybe I'm a baby sometimes about it, but I think he sort of embraces his new role. He loves his wife so much that he wants her to be happy, that he's sort of letting her spread her wings without too much resistance. I like that about him. And I like that sometimes he gets pissy and stamps his feet and holds his breath till he turns blue like a baby, because I think guys do that.
Well, I feel like now with Angelo living in the house, there's a lot of opportunity for that.
Yeah.
Or is that accurate? Or is John kind of stepping in and being maybe a buffer, maybe helping Daphne through it?
Well, John pretty much steers clear of Angelo. Most of the times that we run into each other, even though it's not intended, it becomes a little frictional. So there isn't so much of me like trying to guide my kids' way with Angelo. I'm just trying to be there for them. If they come to me and say, hey, Angelo is doing this, I try to be like, whatever. But I think John thinks Angelo is, probably shouldn't say this, but I think John thinks Angelo's not as good a guy as John. Like, John thinks he's like the Uber dad, the number one dad. And so that's kind of where John's at in terms of Angelo.
Does that ever change? Does Angelo kind of prove that he is a good enough guy?
Can't say.
Okay. Have you had a chance to read the book?
I've read parts of the book.
Okay.
Just to make sure there were no scary revelations.
Well, I was going to ask
there are no scary revelations.
If anything surprised
I mean,
you,
there's some funny stuff.
Because there's some stuff we learn about, the history between the couple, but also, when Bae said she wanted to be an artist as a little kid. I mean, was any of that something that maybe went down in a way you didn't expect?
No. I mean, everything had been kind of vetted with us and discussed with us. And so I just wanted to make sure there were no, like... And then John was a male stripper for 2 years. That we didn't have any of that.
Right. Well, you can kind of work that in. Maybe that's a family secret. Maybe she didn't want to put that in the book.
Shoot.